Long ago, in a village where the river sang at dawn and the forest seemed to listen to every footstep, there lived two sisters. The elder was named Bisi. She was clever, proud, and quick with her tongue. The kind of quick that could cut. The younger, Ade, was gentle in a way that made people slow down around her. Where Bisi saw strangers as obstacle, Ade saw them as people who simply hadn't been helped yet. Their mother, for a reason only mothers sometimes understand, favored Bisi. Ade did most of the work in the house, fetching water, grinding grain, sweeping the compound without complaint. Not because she was weak, but because bitterness had simply never found a home in her. One morning, Ade was sent, as always, to fetch water from the village well. The walk was long, the sun was already warm, and her clay pot was heavy on her hip. As she reached the well, she noticed an old woman sitting by the roadside. Her back was bent low, her skin lined like tree bark, and her voice, when it came, was dry as harmattan wind. "Child," the old woman rasped, "my throat is dust. Will you share your water with me?" Ade didn't hesitate. She knelt beside the woman and tilted the gourd gently to her hips. "Of course, mother," she said. "Drink as much as you need. I can always draw more." The old woman drank slowly, watching Ade over the rim of the gourd. When she finished, she studied the girl's face for a long moment. "Not everyone would say that," she murmured. Ade simply shrugged, lifting her pot again. "Water isn't mine to hoard," she said. "It belongs to whoever thirsts." And with that, she continued on her way home, thinking nothing more of it. But the forest, as it often does in stories like this one, was not finished with her yet. Later that same week, Ade was walking the forest path gathering firewood when she heard a groan from behind a fallen tree. There, she found, or thought she found, the very same old woman, this time clutching a wounded arm, blood staining her wrapper. "Please, help me bind this wound. I have nothing to give you in return," the woman groaned. Without a second thought, Ade tore a strip of cloth from her own wrapper and knelt to bind the wound with careful hands. "You don't need anything to give," she said softly. "Pain doesn't wait for payment." The old woman watched her hands work in silence. Then she spoke again, almost testing her. "You waste kindness on strangers, child." Ade shook her head as she tied off the cloth. "Kindness isn't wasted. It's just planted where you can't yet see it grow," she replied. It was then that something changed. The old woman's voice, when it came again, was no longer frail. It was deep, ancient, like it belonged to the root of the forest itself, not to the frail body sitting before her. "I am the spirit of this road. Many travelers pass me every day. Most see only an old woman to avoid, a burden to step around. But you saw a woman, a person who needed help." Ade lowered her eyes, humbled. "I only did what my mother once taught me, before she stopped teaching me," she said quietly. The spirit reached out and touched Ade's lip gently. "Then let me finish the lesson. From this day forward, when you speak, gold and pills will fall from your tongue." And just that, the old woman was gone, vanished into the trees as if she had never been there at all. When Ade returned home and opened her mouth to explain what had happened, gold coins and gleaming pills spilled from her lips. With every word, her mother gasped. The neighbors gathered. Word spread through the village like wildfire. And of course, Bisi heard it too. Where Ade felt only wonder, Bisi felt only want. The very next morning, Bisi marched to the same well, found the same old woman sitting by the roadside, and didn't even bother with the greeting. "Old old woman, she snapped. Give me water and be quick about your blessing. I don't have all day. The woman looked up at her, unmoved. You give without even being asked to, she said quietly. Bisi rolled her eyes. Why should I ask? Just tell me what to say so that I can get my own reward. The spirit's eyes dimmed with something like sorrow. Kindness performed for a price is not kindness at all. It is bargaining. But very well, I will give you exactly what you deserve, the old woman said. Busy, too impatient and too proud to notice the warning in those words, simply turned and stormed on to boast to her mother about the blessing she was certain was coming. She threw open the door, took a deep breath, and opened her mouth to speak, and instead of gold, out tumbled frogs, thorns, insects. Busy shrieked, sweating at her own mouth in horror. What is this? A curse! Adi came, running at the sound of her sister's scream, but she didn't laugh. She didn't gloat. She knelt beside Busy and gently began pulling thorns from her lips with careful fingers. It isn't a curse, sister, she said softly. It's a mirror. It only shows what's already there. And that, they say, is why even today, elders in many villages still warn their children about strangers on the road. Not because every stranger is dangerous, but because you never truly know who is testing the shape of your heart. The old woman was never really asking for water. She was asking a much older question. One, this story asks all of us, even now, do you help because you want something back, or do you help because it's simply who you are? Ade's kindness was never a performance, it was a habit, and habit, this story reminds us, eventually become who we are. If this story moves something in you, let me know in the comments. Has kindness ever come back to you in the way you didn't expect? And if you would like to hear more African folktales like this one, stories of trickers, spirits, and lessons passed down by firelight for generation, make sure you subscribe, because there are many more roads and many more old women still waiting to be met. Until next time, walk kindly. You never know who's watching.